Welcome back to Frimmer Language, the podcast where we help you improve your English through long, natural, and easy-to-follow conversations that strengthen your listening, pronunciation, and speaking confidence step by step through regular practice.
In today's episode, we are going to focus on shadowing practice, which is one of the most effective methods for improving pronunciation, speaking rhythm, sentence flow, and overall confidence in spoken English.
Shadowing is a technique where you listen carefully to a sentence and then repeat it aloud as closely as possible to the original speaker, including pronunciation, rhythm, stress, and natural speaking style.
Many English learners improve their speaking much faster when they practice shadowing regularly, because it helps train the mouth, ears, and brain to work together more naturally during conversations.
During this lesson, we will speak slowly and clearly so that you can listen carefully and repeat after us comfortably without feeling rushed or overwhelmed by fast speech.
As you practice shadowing, try to focus not only on the words themselves, but also on how the sentences sound naturally when spoken in real conversations.
Let's begin with a simple daily life topic, which is morning routines, because familiar situations make shadowing practice easier and help learners focus more on pronunciation and speaking flow.
My mornings usually start early because I like having enough time to prepare for the day calmly, instead of rushing through everything at the last minute before work begins.
Now repeat that sentence aloud slowly and clearly, paying attention to how the words connect naturally and how the sentence flows smoothly from beginning to end.
Shadowing becomes more effective when you repeat the sentence several times, because repetition helps improve pronunciation, speaking rhythm, and confidence gradually over time.
After waking up, I usually prepare breakfast, check my schedule, and organize my most important tasks so that I can start the day feeling focused and prepared.
Now try repeating that sentence while paying attention to the natural pauses and the way certain words receive more stress than others during normal speech.
Many learners focus only on grammar and vocabulary, but pronunciation and rhythm are equally important because they help your English sound clearer and more natural during conversations.
That is why shadowing is such a powerful technique, because it trains learners to speak more smoothly, instead of translating slowly in their minds before every sentence.
Now let's practice with a conversation about transportation, because this is a very common topic in daily English communication and includes useful everyday vocabulary.
I usually take public transportation to work because it gives me time to relax during the trip and sometimes even practice listening to English podcasts on my phone.
Now repeat that sentence carefully and notice how the speaker connects words naturally instead of separating every word too strongly or too slowly.
The goal of shadowing is not to speak perfectly immediately, but to gradually become more comfortable with natural pronunciation and speaking rhythm through consistent practice.
I think listening to English during daily activities is a very effective learning habit because it allows learners to improve without needing extra study hours in their schedules.
Now repeat the sentence aloud and try to copy not only the pronunciation but also the calm and natural speaking style that you hear in the conversation.
Another useful daily topic for shadowing practice is food, because conversations about meals, restaurants, and cooking are very common in social situations and everyday life.
I usually prefer simple and healthy meals during the week because they are easier to prepare and help me maintain enough energy throughout busy days.
Now repeat that sentence slowly and naturally while paying attention to the pronunciation of connected words and the rhythm of the full sentence.
Many learners improve faster when they shadow complete sentences instead of individual words, because full sentences teach natural speaking patterns and communication flow.
I also enjoy trying different restaurants on weekends because exploring new foods can be both enjoyable and a great opportunity to spend time with friends or family members.
Now repeat the sentence aloud and try to sound relaxed and conversational, instead of reading in a robotic or overly formal way.
One important part of shadowing practice is consistency, because speaking skills improve gradually through repetition, listening exposure, and regular pronunciation practice over time.
Even practicing for 10 or 15 minutes each day can create noticeable improvement if learners stay patient and continue practicing regularly.
Now let's move to another common topic, which is work and daily responsibilities, because professional conversations are important for many English learners who want to communicate more confidently.
My workdays are usually very busy because I often need to manage multiple responsibilities, communicate with co-workers, and solve unexpected problems throughout the day.
Before we continue, we would like to remind our listeners to subscribe, like, comment, and share this podcast if these shadowing lessons are helping you improve your speaking skills naturally. Your support helps us continue creating long and detailed English practice lessons for learners around the world.
Your feedback and comments are extremely valuable because they help us understand which topics and practice styles are most useful for your learning journey and speaking goals.
Now repeat the previous sentence slowly and clearly while focusing on sentence rhythm, pronunciation, and smooth transitions between words.
Shadowing helps learners develop more natural speaking habits because it trains the brain to process and produce English more automatically during conversations.
Good communication skills are very important in professional environments because clear explanations and organized conversations help teams work more effectively together.
Now repeat that sentence and notice how the voice rises and falls naturally during different parts of the statement, because intonation is an important part of fluent communication.
Another useful topic for shadowing practice is hobbies and free time, because these conversations are common in social situations and help learners describe personal interests naturally.
In my free time, I enjoy reading, listening to music, watching movies, and going for walks because these activities help me relax after busy workdays.
Now repeat the sentence while focusing on speaking smoothly and naturally instead of worrying too much about perfect pronunciation or speed.
Confidence grows gradually through practice, and shadowing helps learners feel more comfortable hearing and producing spoken English regularly.
Another useful strategy is listening to the same conversation multiple times, because repetition helps learners notice pronunciation details and speaking patterns more clearly.
Many learners understand much more after hearing the same conversation several times, because repeated listening improves familiarity with sounds and sentence structures.
Now let's practice with a sentence about learning English itself, because many learners enjoy discussing their goals, challenges, and progress during conversations.
I practice English every day because regular listening and speaking practice help me become more confident and comfortable communicating in real situations.
Now repeat that sentence carefully and try to sound natural and relaxed while copying the pronunciation and rhythm as closely as possible.
Remember that mistakes are a normal part of language learning, and the goal is improvement through practice, instead of perfection from the beginning.
As you continue shadowing, try to notice how native or fluent speakers connect words smoothly and avoid making long pauses between every word in a sentence.
Speaking naturally is not only about pronunciation, but also about rhythm, flow, confidence, and becoming comfortable expressing ideas continuously.
In the next part of this lesson, we will continue practicing with more realistic conversations and longer sentences so that you can improve your speaking rhythm and pronunciation even further.
We will also introduce more useful expressions and speaking patterns that can help you sound more natural and confident during English conversations in daily life.
Now that we have practiced several daily life topics together, let's continue with longer and more natural sentences so that you can improve your shadowing ability while becoming more comfortable with realistic English conversation patterns. The more often you repeat complete sentences aloud, the more natural your speaking rhythm and pronunciation will become over time.
Yes, and one important thing to remember during shadowing practice is that improvement happens gradually, because your brain and mouth need time to adjust to new sounds, pronunciation patterns, and speaking rhythm.
Let's continue by talking about weekends, because this is a topic that appears frequently in casual conversations between friends, co-workers, classmates, and family members. Weekend conversations are very useful because they include natural vocabulary related to free time, hobbies, and relaxation.
During weekends, I usually try to relax and spend time doing activities that help me recover mentally and physically. After a long and busy week filled with work and responsibilities, sometimes I stay home and rest, while other times I meet friends, visit new places, or spend time outdoors.
Now repeat that sentence slowly and naturally while focusing on smooth pronunciation and the natural flow between connected words instead of stopping too often between phrases.
Shadowing becomes much more effective when learners focus on sounding relaxed and conversational, because natural speech is smoother and less robotic than reading word by word.
Another common topic in conversations is family because people often discuss parents, siblings, children, or family activities during casual and friendly discussions.
I enjoy spending time with my family because we support each other, share experiences, and help one another during stressful or difficult situations in life. Even simple conversations during meals can create strong emotional connections and positive memories.
Now repeat the sentence aloud while paying attention to sentence rhythm and the way emotional words are naturally emphasized during speech.
Practicing emotional expression during shadowing is important because fluent communication includes feeling, tone, and natural speaking energy instead of only correct grammar.
Now let's discuss learning habits because many English learners want to improve their speaking ability but are unsure how to practice effectively and consistently.
I believe one of the best learning habits is practicing a little every day because regular exposure helps learners remember vocabulary, improve pronunciation, and feel more comfortable using English naturally.
Now repeat that sentence carefully and notice how the speaker connects ideas smoothly without making unnecessary pauses or speaking too quickly.
Many learners become more confident when they practice shadowing daily because repeated speaking gradually reduces fear and makes communication feel more automatic.
Another useful topic for shadowing practice is technology because modern conversations often include discussions about phones, computers, online communication, and digital learning tools.
I use technology every day for communication, work responsibilities, and English practice because online resources make learning much more flexible and convenient for busy learners.
Now repeat the sentence slowly and try to copy the natural rhythm and pronunciation instead of focusing only on individual words.
The purpose of shadowing is to train your ears and speaking muscles together so that producing English sentences becomes easier and more natural over time.
Another useful conversation topic is travel because discussing vacations, transportation, hotels, and experiences abroad helps learners practice practical and realistic communication.
Traveling can be exciting because it allows people to experience different cultures, communicate with new people, and become more independent in unfamiliar situations and environments.
Before we continue, we would like to remind our listeners to subscribe, like, comment, and share this podcast if these shadowing lessons are helping you improve your English speaking skills naturally. Your support allows us to continue creating long and detailed speaking practice lessons for English learners around the world.
We truly appreciate your support and feedback because your comments help us understand which speaking topics and shadowing exercises are most useful for your learning goals and communication needs.
Now repeat the previous sentence carefully while focusing on clear pronunciation, sentence rhythm, and smooth transitions between ideas.
Remember that shadowing is not about speaking perfectly immediately, because fluency develops gradually through repetition, patience, and regular exposure to natural English conversations.
Another common daily topic is entertainment because people often discuss movies, television shows, music, books, or online videos during casual social conversations.
I enjoy watching movies in English because they help me improve my listening skills, while also teaching me natural pronunciation, emotional expressions, and realistic conversation patterns.
Now repeat that sentence aloud and pay attention to the natural stress placed on important words throughout the sentence.
Listening to natural English regularly is extremely helpful because your brain gradually becomes more familiar with pronunciation patterns and sentence rhythm through repetition.
Now let's discuss stress and relaxation because many conversations include discussions about work pressure, emotional balance, and healthy ways to relax after busy schedules.
When I feel stressed, I usually try to slow down and focus on relaxing activities such as listening to music, walking outside, or spending quiet time with supportive friends and family members.
Now repeat the sentence slowly and naturally while focusing on sounding calm and conversational instead of rushing through the words too quickly.
Shadowing emotional and relaxed speaking styles can help learners sound more natural because real conversations include feeling and personality, in addition to correct pronunciation.
Another important part of speaking practice is confidence, because many learners know vocabulary and grammar but still feel nervous when speaking in real situations.
Confidence grows gradually through practice and repeated exposure, which is why regular shadowing can help learners feel more comfortable expressing themselves in English conversations.
Now repeat that sentence carefully while focusing on speaking continuously and smoothly instead of stopping frequently to think about every individual word.
Fluent speakers are not perfect all the time, but they continue speaking naturally, even when small mistakes happen during conversations.
Another useful learning strategy is listening to the same lesson multiple times, because repeated exposure helps learners notice details in pronunciation, rhythm, and sentence structure more clearly.
Many learners are surprised by how much easier conversations become after practicing the same listening materials several times with patience and focus.
As you continue practicing shadowing, try to pay attention to intonation, because the rise and fall of the voice is an important part of natural and expressive communication.
Speaking with natural intonation helps conversations sound more engaging, confident, and emotionally expressive instead of flat or robotic.
It is also important not to become discouraged when shadowing feels difficult at first, because pronunciation and speaking rhythm improve slowly through regular repetition and listening practice.
Every time you repeat a sentence aloud, you are training your mouth and brain to work together more efficiently during English communication.
As we continue practicing together, remember that fluency develops step by step through patience, listening exposure, repeated speaking, and confidence-building experiences over time.
The most important thing is staying consistent and continuing to practice regularly, even when progress feels slower than expected sometimes.
In the final part of this lesson, we will continue with even more realistic conversations and longer speaking exercises that can help improve your shadowing ability and speaking confidence naturally.
We will also include more practical sentence patterns and useful expressions that can help you communicate more smoothly and comfortably in everyday English situations.
Thank you for continuing this shadowing practice session with us, because your dedication and consistency are extremely important for improving pronunciation, fluency, and speaking confidence.
We truly appreciate your support and motivation, and we hope these speaking exercises are helping you feel more comfortable and natural when communicating in English.
Please remember to subscribe, like, comment, and share this podcast if you want more long and natural English shadowing lessons designed to improve speaking through realistic conversation practice.